Hello, everybody, and welcome to Renatus episode 3. How are you guys doing tonight? I hope you guys are doing good. I will not be able to see chat. Oh yeah, I forgot. You guys had some problems that happened not too long ago. But before we get into any of that, I just want to give you guys a couple announcements. We will not be live on Sunday for Easter, and we will not be having Curse of Strahd this Sunday. I also want to remind you that we probably will not have the... I'm going to turn this down a little bit for my part. That's just me. That's just personal for me. Saturday, I am not sure if we are going to be having it, but hey, Dono, if you're watching this, I hope you are having a wonderful vacation, so... Waving to Dono. He's at Disney. But yeah. But I just want to give you guys that little update for the show. So things might be a little slow coming up this week, but just know that we will have things coming back to normal soon. Also, we are going to be posting the episodes of Renatus soon onto YouTube, which is a really, really good thing. Now, I have some ads that we got to read, and then who would like to recap? We'd like to give a good little recap. You'll do the recap?
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, then I'm going to go to the first ad, and it is going to be for our sponsor, Dubby, today. So, hey guys, do you guys ever struggle to find energy to take on new challenges? Yeah? Are you constantly feeling tired and unable to stay focused? If you're looking for a way to boost your energy and take on new challenges, try Dubby. With only 150 milligrams of caffeine, which is less than Monster, Dubby is specially formulated to provide the energy you need to take initiative and accomplish your goals. With Dubby, you'll feel more alert, focused, and ready to take on any challenge. Whether you're at work, at home, or you're trying to be there to get motivated and get energized, you are able to find the perfect way to do so with Dubby. What you do is you go to www.dubby.gg for dubby.gg and use the promo code ANIPOD, ANIPOD, for 10% off each purchase. Try Dubby today and experience the energy to take initiative. For the music that you are listening to right now is through Tabletop Audio. Tabletop Audio is all royalty free, and they are able to use, streams are able to use their music for atmosphere, for podcasts like this, or for any small projects. All they ask is that you simply just give them credit. So this is the credit for Tabletop Audio. Thank you so much for sponsoring us when it comes to this channel. Also, check them out on Patreon so that you guys are able to get exclusive audios that are not available currently right now. And with that, Riley, are you ready to do the recap?
Yes, I am.
Awesome.
So, last week, for the quick recap, we ran into a Gildesh goblin, interrogated him after scaring off two gators. After that, we went back into town, met up with Lewis, and then Pop, Iggy and I were talking to Lewis. Kaiser went off and had a vision that none of us know about. And then, just before the end of the stream, 3 of us jumped into a well.
Yes. Wow, that was actually on the nose.
Very much.
I'm so proud of you. But yes. Now, here's the question. Who do we want to start with today? Do we want to start with the group that's in the well? Or do we want to start with the one that's staring at an NPC right now? That's the real question.
I'll roll a d20. Even, the people in the well, odd for the person out there.
Okay.
Fair enough.
16, so we are going with basically the people in the well first.
Alrighty, then I gotta change that atmospheric music.
Ah.
Womp
Well.
Well.
Curse you, Caduceus. Or not, Caleb.
Well, guys.
Damn it.
It seems...
That's a deep subject.
It's a
God
little
damn it.
slimy on your way down, too, so you just gotta brace yourself. Last episode we did rolls, and unfortunately the party weren't able to know the actions of their consequences for making those rolls jumping down the well. So, we're gonna start with the people that succeeded. So we have, let's see, Kaiser and Hops that succeeded last episode. And Hops, were you on the back of Riley? Were you on her back, or were you on Kaiser's back?
On Kaiser's shoulder.
Okay. So as you guys go down, it's easy. All you guys, you just gotta hold your arms on stuff and slide down. You're gonna feel some slime. You're gonna feel some ick. Your hands are gonna feel texture-wise really gross for me to describe because then I will have like what I'm doing right now. So you can feel the grit and stuff kind of going through. But at one point, as you're going down, you start to feel like grooves that are that don't feel like normal grooves. They feel like they're like man-made in a way as you keep going down. Hops, you're able to see some of these when it comes to it. You see some that have like little curves and like loops and stuff like that, almost like artwork, if that makes sense. And you see one that looks very like, it looks very squiggly, and it shouldn't be squiggly when it comes to it. But you're able to make it down with ease, seeing that there is a drain pipe. And as you guys look out, you can see to your right and to your left there looks like to be openings that move on down. Some history when it comes to it, the well usually works towards the way that water rises and falls and stuff. So at night it usually fills up pretty good, and then gradually throughout the day it goes deeper and deeper down when it comes to it. Riley, as you are making your way down, you are able to... You're stable in because, like, falling is kind of your thing. It's very difficult for you to stick the landing, but you're getting your grip, you're moving through and stuff, and, like, sometimes you have to, like, give a little extra force to make sure you're not falling too quickly. And you're able to, like, just make it down. You have a harder time focusing on things around you, but you are able to make it down into the well safely. As you guys, if you guys choose to look up, you notice that Iggy is not up there.
Where's Iggy?
It was just on the other side of the well.
I'm gonna shut up. Iggy!
You just hear Iggy, Iggy, Iggy out of the well. Iggy, you're able to hear this.
I'm gonna pop my head back over the side and look down. Yeah?
Yeah. You can use your
What are you
microphone.
doing
got
up
the
there?
echo.
What are you doing up there?
What are you doing up there? Up there, up there.
Looking for rope.
Looking for rope.
I was gonna say, Ace, I could easily just do this. Hold on. I can get this thing to turn. Can you find any?
I'm trying.
It seems
Well,
like
if
your
you
friend's
can't find
getting into a
any,
predicament.
get down here.
How far down is it?
It's about like a good 10 feet, I think is what I said last episode, 10 to 12 feet.
Yep.
Alright.
So it is climbable. They can climb to get back up.
It's not that bad.
Bad. How many of them
If
know
not,
how to
I'll catch
swim?
you.
You just hear in the background, you just hear that playful voice saying, how well are they knowing how to swim?
Huh?
How well do they know how to swim? Or at least
Looking
hold on to
around.
their breath. You see that it's this NPC that you had noticed earlier
Mhm.
talking. She's just vibing.
Like, where do I see her?
Yeah, you see her directly across from you. She kind of looks down, and everyone's, if they're looking up, are able to just see a mysterious figure just being like,
Is someone up
Iggy,
there?
why didn't you get a girlfriend?
well, I mean, Abby's
I'm
right
single, if you must know.
there. Abby's right there, though. Sorry, you walked into that.
I've been doing that a lot lately. I holler down. I'm single, and then I look at her. Who you? Who are you?
Oh, names don't matter. All you should know is that I'm just a simple bystander that just saw a bunch of people jump down a well. It is kind of peculiar, though.
Why peculiar?
Well, when was the last time you saw someone jump into a well?
Fair point. I never really noticed.
Well, do they know how to swim or breathe underwater or anything else like that?
I don't know.
Oh, we got a noise!
What?
We got a noise!
Hey.
Jesse, thank you for the bits.
Yes, thank you for the bits, Jesse.
It's rather peculiar, especially since this well does fill up in the middle of the night.
What? You just hear from up
Well,
there.
it's broad daylight.
Right. But if they don't know how to swim or anything else like that, I'm just making sure I don't have to do magic to get them out of that situation, you see.
Well,
Well, good Samaritan-wise, at least.
I would like to take the time to do a perception maybe
Okay.
for like insight, there we go.
Ooh. Inside check.
See if they really are just this innocent bystander they're claiming to be.
First roll of the day.
Let's go!
Whoop, whoop, and that's gonna be a 13.
A 13. Oh, you know something's up. There's so much more. It's very blatant and obvious.
And I'm just gonna lean on the edge and go,
That's what she's doing, by the way. She's just like,
all right. And I just copy that. So, a Samaritan, huh?
yeah,
I don't buy it.
okay. You don't
Do you
have to
happen to
buy
know
it.
something? Oh, I mean, I could buy it. But I
Not
don't
with
feel
the money
like
that
it.
I'm thinking, but it's fine.
Oh,
Are you
I
two
have some
flirting up
fun.
there?
I mean, if you want me to, I can.
No
Get out of
comment.
my
That's
head!
intimidation, by the way. I'm rolling for that against you, so
Oh, what? Are you rolling
To
for
who?
I rolled a
intimidation on
9,
me?
so you just gotta beat a 9, bro.
To who?
Oh, okay.
Kaiser.
Okay.
14.
Okay,
and
you're not
with
phased by her.
intimidation.
You're not phased by her like sentiment, charismatic little threat.
I was gonna say because +5 is 19
Yeah.
in total.
Yeah, no, you're not phased.
I'm not faced with what you just said. And also, are you gonna be up there all day? We are gonna keep going.
Do you know anything about the well?
Well, a little birdie told me something.
Oh.
Yeah.
What did this birdie tell you?
Let's see. Roll a persuasion check.
Alright.
Because when do we roll persuasion here on Antipod?
What even is that? Get out of the
I'm
corner!
calling everyone out, including me.
Okay.
I haven't persuaded yet.
That's gonna be a 19.
Okay. I got a 14, so that it. Just like. Well, if you must know,
I
I
must.
I have to grieve a friend of mine. Got a little toasty, but it's fine. It's fine. But I do know that I overheard, at least, that there were these adventurers that were trying to find a way to breathe underwater. And I'm usually a gal with a couple tricks up my sleeve.
Oh, so do you know what happened to them? Because they were, like, doing a thing for Lewis, who was doing a thing for some unsavory people.
Oh, I don't know anything about that. All I know is that I just kind of like did a little flyby, if that makes sense.
Well, if you'll excuse me, and I stand up, I swing my legs over the edge of the well, and just say, well, I really must be going, and just hop down.
She's just gonna drop, like, all of a sudden, like when you get all the way down, I'm gonna need you to roll for hopping down and stuff.
Oh,
Okay.
jeez. If you can't land, I'll catch you.
All right, so that's gonna be athletics or acrobatics.
Let's do acrobatics.
All right. Which is the better stat for me? 13.
13. Oh, you're able to make it. You're wobbling a little bit, but like it's gross. It's icky. It's gross. It's yucky. And being a fire genasi with water, it's really icky.
It's
like
a bit steamy.
it's like feeling like felt. That's like cheap dollar store felt. And like you just rub it the right way up. I'm so glad someone knows the feeling of that texture. that makes autism me happy. But like you just hear on the way down.
Get down to the bottom. I really should invest in full finger gloves, but hard to pluck.
You're able to just hear all of a sudden just. Hopefully you're able to hear that. As you see what looks like to be just like 4 little candies, and she says, "In case you need them, you'll be able to breathe underwater. Stop by the library if you want to find me."
And he's here, and the woman is here. You are a strange woman.
Birds of a
I
feather
think we
fly
just met the
together, my
librarian.
friend.
I'm gonna pick him up.
Oh, my dog's barking. Anyways.
And then
Ooh, a piece of candy.
them.
So yeah, whoever takes a piece of candy, you can just put it as question mark candy. You can take what this person said.
Yeah, I'll do that. Candy.
By the way, fun fact, DM's favorite candy. It's either those granny candies that are strawberry or butterscotch candies.
Oh, yeah.
No in between.
Like Werther's.
I like the Werther's caramels too.
Excuse me.
Just Dollar Tree.
You're not
candy.
excused.
We are not sponsored by Dollar Tree, but gosh, I wish we were. Oh my gosh, off topic. Imagine if they sold dice and minifigures at
Oh my
the
God.
Dollar Tree.
At this point, it should be the $1.25 tree.
True, but we won't talk about that.
Moving on.
Yes, moving right along. You guys may get to the bottom of the sewer. And as you guys get down there, it is gross. It is yucky. You see what looks like to be slime on some parts. You can hear the water and how it's kind of moving along since it is coming from the ocean and kind of gets its way digrated through, but then there are some different areas where it kind of mixes into like the swampy areas and stuff. Like it's all connected to right here for the water source for the people. And so you guys have a choice on which way you want to go through this maze. You guys can either take the left or you guys could take the right. Also, mind you, this is like broad daylight, so you guys still have like 8 hours of daylight.
Left.
Left. Okay, you're gonna go left or left until the time.
I was gonna say.
I want to do a sniff test down each tunnel.
Same.
Okay. A sniff test?
Yeah.
Is that for survival or like are you trying to track? What are you trying to do with sniff?
Trace
Well, like,
Celsius.
see which way like has.
Would that technically be in
the
nature?
breeze.
If we're gonna get nature of the whole area.
Oh, yeah, I guess nature. We could do nature or survival. Here's the thing. If you have a Dungeoneer's pack, I will say that you are able to use your skill set in survival. Anything else, I would say nature.
Okay, because I was saying I rolled a natural 20.
Okay, cool.
I have a burglar's pack.
Okay, alright.
Every
It'll be
character-
nature.
Fun fact about my characters, every character I have ever made for this channel always has a bag of dice.
9 for me.
Okay. Which so as you go, you sniff. You smell grossness. You smell mustiness. You go to the other side. You smell the same kind of musty. It smells filtered. Everything smells filtered when it comes to it. Kaiser, how are you trying to sniff out the area?
I'm trying to get the sense of just like something that's not usually there.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Okay. So as you go and you go to the side of the right, you smell must. You smell very disgusting stuff. Like this is a sewer after. It's like kind of like sewage in a way. It's not the best smell. You go a couple steps into that area, and you can smell how it kind of smells like a bog in a way, mixed in with the feces of the people that live here. So, by order of elimination, you can assume that the other side's the ocean. Oh, Reese.
Oh no.
Okay, we still got him on the screen, so there's no problem.
right.
Okay, we are good.
good.
We are safe. Woo!
Scary.
Scary.
Had a momentary glitch. Sorry.
You are perfectly
Yep.
fine. But you are able to figure out which one is the ocean and which one's probably the more disgusting route to go down.
Left. We're gonna go left.
So go down the left. Okay.
Yeah, well, should we go down the left? Because realistically, if we go down the left, that leads to the ocean. If it leads to the ocean, yeah, there's a chance that we could find it along the way. But if we go to the right, couldn't that also be like the hideout path? Hmm. Or am I overthinking this?
I don't know. It really depends on. Because right here, still smells like everything down here. So, I don't know if that will lead
I mean,
anywhere.
that goblin did say that the ocean was the easier route to get into the underwater city.
That's right.
True. So, onward on the left. And we got left.
The ocean, water. Ugh. Fine. And it starts going down that path.
As you guys make your way going down that path, you just hear off in the distance, ta-ta! From above.
Creepy as fuck.
We have
Yeah.
birds following us.
Great, another stalker.
So, as you guys are walking through and stuff, you got a bit of a pathway to kind of go through. It's muggy, it's gross. But thankfully, there are footsteps, so you guys aren't trudging in water the entire time and stuff. It looks like that this was like a walkway type of situation for like the people that had created it. So it's very cobblestoney. It's very meshed with mud and other types of different things. You're able to go up certain ladders when it comes to certain points that are very rusted, kind of showing the elevation process of how water had been filtered through. As you guys are kind of going through and make your way, though, you come up to a set of 4 corridors. You guys are able to... 2 of them are diagonal, so they're like... kind of like this type of angle. I can't really describe it. I'm trying to think. I think it's 45-degree angle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is what I'm
Something
thinking.
around there,
So essentially,
So there's-
what you're saying is we get to the end, and then there's 2 next to each other, 45-degree angles, and a 90-degree angle from us, and then
Yes. It's like a fan.
Thank you, Jesse, for the bits.
Yes. Thank you, Jesse, for the bits.
Danka.
Willkommen.
Yep.
The only German I know.
The rest of the German I know gets explicit.
Mm.
Oh.
Mm.
Oh. Oh, wow.
So,
Oh, my. So which one? So there's basically 4 core... No. Whoever said that, no.
you're welcome.
When it comes to the openings, you guys have 4 different ways that you guys can go now.
what do you think?
I'm gonna investigate.
Okay.
All right.
Hops, is there anything you want to do during this, or
Gonna
I want to make sure everyone feels included? So
That is a 21.
gonna hop down and investigate with like smelling
You.
okay.
down each one, like stepping a little bit in each one area to kind of see what smells more of the ocean.
Alrighty. By this time, you guys are able to hear the water and stuff as you see You don't really notice it too much, but like you
Oh.
see it kind of going up a little bit. Not a lot, but like it's starting to go up just like a tiny bit.
19.
19. Okay. So I'm gonna start with you, and then I'm gonna go to Iggy. When it comes to you hopping down and like moving a couple steps into it, the smells are kind of almost all the same. You still kind of get that musty sewage smell that you would have, but it's a lot more cleaner. It's a lot more fresh. It doesn't smell like someone's like going to the bathroom 24/7 and stuff. It smells like it's at least been somewhat kept in a way. You go down one way and like you find a little pebble. You can throw it if you want to, but like other than that, there's whoa, we got
Woo.
something. I heard a noise.
Jesse, thank you for the prime.
subscription. Woo!
Thank you for the subscription for prime. Thank you very much.
All right, don't forget, guys, you do not have to subscribe, but we will ask you to follow and share. And if you are watching this on YouTube, please make sure you guys subscribe to keep up with all the goodness here at Antipod.
Nearly pod.
So you're able to, like, if you want to throw a stone down, you are able to. If not, you can move on to the next one.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you doing?
Yep. Tossing the.
As you go, you kind of hear ding in a weird way.
Like a metallic ding.
Yeah, like a metallic ding.
I was gonna say the music that the background made it actually perfect on key. I will say that.
Yeah,
works.
I agree.
That's great. So there's like that. You can choose to go down deeper if you want to. This is the one that is like in the middle. Is this first one I'm going to say that you're checking?
I'm gonna sneak down a little bit to check that out.
Okay. As you go to sneak down, I want to go to Iggy. So which one are you checking down? You see Hops and she's going right down into the middle. Which one are you investigating first?
I'm gonna go for the left 45-degree angle.
Okay. As you're going down that way, are you taking a couple steps? Describe to me what you're doing.
I'm checking the architecture, the if there's any like foot traffic, smell, the general vibe.
Okay. So when you go in there and stuff, you put your hand on the wall and you still have the sound for those parts that are still like a little bit wet. It's a rough texture. It doesn't feel like the salt from the erosion and things like that would come through, trying to make any grooves. So that's a big indicator right there. However, everything on top kind of is still dripping down a little bit here and there, and you see what looks like to be pieces of wood. When it comes to it, just like off in the distance. In a way, so like you go up and then you just see like bits and pieces of wood. Doesn't look the safest. When it comes to it, looks like it's almost like rotty. When it comes to it. Would you like to keep going deeper, or would you like to take a step back?
Yeah. We'll see what comes of going deeper.
Okay, so as you keep on coming up and you get closer and closer to this point, you're able to see that the archway is kind of like your basic archway where it's kind of like has that 45-degree angle to hold it up on one side and it's up. You see that it's very, very rotten when it comes to the wood. There's bits and pieces of it chipping. If you were to keep going down, or even if you were to like knock it with a stick or something like that, it's sure to collapse.
I'm gonna retreat.
Okay. So, you go back. We're gonna go to Hops again. Hops, as you keep on going down further along and stuff, you see what looks like to be bits of cobblestone that have been picked up. And, like, they're not in their right place when it comes to certain areas. When it comes to that, there's nothing else that you can really see because it's very dark down this kind of corridor way. So you can move it. You find the rock that you were able to throw, but other than that, like, there's not really much.
Gonna try to move some of them.
Okay. As you go to move one of the rocks and go through, all of a sudden you just hear a... Yeah, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh, something I'm good at.
Oh, jeez.
And 16.
16. So as you go and you move this way, all of a sudden you duck your head down and you just hear as like different arrows are going right across your ears and stuff like that. And like off in the distance, the party, they are scattered a little bit away from the thing. All of a sudden you just see the arrows just kind of fly out and keep going down until they land onto the ground.
That was a
I'm gonna
whoops.
go. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go down to Hobbs.
Just move this rock. Look out of place.
By this time, Iggy, you would be back into the central point from retreating.
Okay.
Um,
Seeing the arrows in the ground, I'm gonna turn and go down that way.
Riley, what are you doing in this?
I'm gonna walk 25 feet down the far right passage.
So the 90-degree angle right passage?
Yes.
All right. As you keep on going down that way, I'm gonna hold off real quickly on you because I'm gonna have you roll for investigation so you can look through. But Iggy, what you just see Kaiser and Hops just vibing. What are you doing?
Found anything worthwhile?
Hold on. And I cast light.
Okay. As you cast this light, you are able to see like all of a sudden pitch blackness. You just go as like it kind of goes through. So now you're able to see at least 60 feet in front of you. You see what looks like to be like this like little like crossbow setup. It's terribly done, but somehow it was there of like someone like it's like a trap. You kind of see the pulley. You're able to see like the different things from the trap that was there. You also see what looks like to be like holes on the like sides as well of the walls.
I want to go near the trap.
Okay.
Trap.
Okay. Which one? Are you going to go towards the crossbow or are you going to go towards the one on the side of the wall?
The crossbow. I want to go to the
Okay.
crossbows.
So, how are you walking through?
Like, I would probably try not to tip over anything, so I'm like tiptoeing slowly to get.
So, I'm going to have you roll acrobatics because you are on your tiptoes and you need to keep that balance through. And we're going to go right to Riley. Riley, I need you to roll me an investigation check, please.
Yep. Already did. The outcome of it with the modifier is a 2.
Oh, Riley, it is pitch.
I've got a -1 in investigation, and I've got dark vision for 60 feet.
So you are able to see things in black and white, but like it looks groggy, it looks gross. The more steps you take, it gets stronger and stronger of like disgusting smells. But you do come to what you could assume is like a puddle. You can sniff the puddle if you want to. You can sniff, you can assume it's the worst, you can assume it's the best, whatever you want to do. But all you know is you're just looking down and like, I ain't touching that.
I'm gonna light a torch, and I'm gonna put the torch over it. Over that puddle.
Oh, you can tell it's gator pee. Right away, you can tell it's gator pee.
Okay. I wasn't sure because, you know, a 2
not
on
saying-
investigation.
Yeah, I'm not saying you failed. I'm just saying that you saved yourself from slipping and falling into gator pee.
I'm gonna head back to the party
All right, so
and
you
let
guys.
them know what I found.
Okay.
I
As this is
rolled it.
happening, you just see Kaiser basically going in between two different areas with this flame, mind you. So now we have 2 flames. So now you guys are able to see 60 back, 60 front.
It would be a 19. I
Oh.
rolled an 18 plus 1 on acrobatics.
Okay. You start to see, like, when you're looking down and stuff, there are different rocks that are very shaky and stuff. Like, they're unstable, like cobblestone rocks. So, like, a simple shift one way could probably cause something to be pressed. And with your knowledge of just, like, wandering through the wilderness and stuff, you know that one of them's a pressure plate. So you're able to just kind of, like, tiptoe your way through, kind of squeeze. It looks like a weird, funky dance to everybody else, but you're at least, like, able to make it through until you get to this, like, really, really shitty crossbow setup. You just see what looks like to be like 3 crossbows stacked on each other with like ropes like right on the trigger.
And I'm gonna yell to the group, which I'm gonna use this.
Apparently, someone set it in a trap. Don't know how, but apparently they did.
Good to know.
It would seem that we're on the right path then.
It looks like it. So I want you guys to try and come down here, but be careful. There are pressure plates around on the floor.
Want me to try to disarm it?
That'll probably work.
She's gonna acrobatically move down there.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you have advantage because you are a rabbit.
Hey,
So you're gonna able to like go through, kind of have more dexterity and speed.
I mean, only being like 2.5 feet tall.
You have that, yeah. You have enough weight that you'd be like, oh, that's totally something. You could just pick up the rock and move it type of ordeal.
So 15 with 21.
Okay, I rolled a nat
Acrobatics.
1, so you're able to do this with ease. I rolled a nat 1, so. You have been blessed. Gosh, the DM be getting nat 1s left and right in episodes, guys. Alrighty. So you're able to do this and stuff. You're able to figure out which ones are like a pressure plate, which ones aren't. You're able to see different stuff. However, one of the rocks that you have shows what looks like to be a 36 in like a red marking.
Like it basically
Like
is
it, like it physically
number.
says 36. Number 36.
This says 36. I don't know if that it counted.
probably something around in this room or something. Iggy, what do you think?
Probably the number of the traps, so there could be more.
Probably.
Depends if they're counting up from that end down there or the end down here.
Probably. All right. So Hobbs, we're gonna continue on forward, and then you guys try and get over here as soon as possible, and try to keep up.
Are you guys
When
gonna
she-
follow? What you guys gonna do?
I'm gonna
She's gonna
follow.
Well, when she gets up to the trap, she's gonna whip out her thieves' tools to disarm it.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to disarm this like super easy with ease. You rolled a natural. You said 21, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're able to do that with ease. It's very simple for you to do. It's almost like child's play when it comes to it. Like if it's the goblins that are doing it, these goblins ain't so smart, which makes sense because they're goblins. But if it was vampires, then it's like, why the heck? What? Like, why? Why?
False sense of security.
Well, as you guys are walking through and you keep on going through, you're able to successfully go through all the traps. You're able to wander around, and it feels like it's been like a good distance and stuff when it comes to it. As you guys are going through, you see what looks like to be a red door, like a redwood door and stuff. You see what looks like to be a lock. And if you were to look to the left, you would see the hallway keeps going down and seems like it turns right.
Is
Yes.
it locked on our side, like an external padlock?
Yeah. So it's like one of those like locks that has like blank, blank, blank. So if you were to take a closer look at it, you would see blank, blank. You would see a dash with 2 dots in the middle. You would see a red marking, kind of covered for like the paint for it, and then you would see a blue.
Interesting.
I'm gonna knock on the door.
You knock on the
I
door.
was about to say, I
happens.
want to knock on the door, and if anyone answers, I was gonna be like, "Hi, I'm here to talk about your car's extended warranty."
You go knock on the door. It's nothing.
Is the red mark? Is the red the same color red on the stone?
As you go to pick it up, you do see that the red does match the red marking on the lock. Not the door, but the lock. When I say red, I mean like it's like a maroon door. So like think like a very, very like warm amber. So think Kaiser's hair, but like a couple shades darker. You see that it's in the middle.
There's a low stone pit.
No.
No.
You can see that it clearly is one of those ones where you would have to slide it to like match, and like if you look at the padlock and stuff, you see that there are like little dials that you're able to turn.
Oh.
So like each of them have like a set of 3. And so it has like from 0 to 9 for each dial as you're finicking with it.
Can I attempt 036 on the
Yeah, you
Red
can
one.
hit like 036 on it for the thing. And like you press into it and it locks down, but for everything else, nothing really happens to it.
Looks like they hit their combos places. Or we can just break the door down.
Senseless violence? Sounds like fun.
You can try.
I would like to take a moment. Seeing that it is a lock, that it's finicking, and yeah, I would like to unlock this using knock.
Okay. Does it just unlock any locked door?
Yeah, target becomes unlocked, unstuck, or unbarred.
Oh. Okay.
Oh,
I guess you
Only
don't want
one
to do
lock is effective. Arcane lock suppressed for 10 minutes. Loud knocks sound audible within 300 feet.
Okay.
oh.
Well, there goes the puzzle, guys.
I just look up and I just like do the do knocking on heaven's door and just pull it open.
You just see the lock, like the actual padlock, just drop. And you see immediately as that goes through, you see that it was 28 divided by 36 equals 8. That was the combo.
Oh my god. I'm gonna open door.
Yeah, the door's able to open through and stuff, and you guys are able to make it to let me get my photo up so then I have a better time describing.
Ordered by the bard.
Yes, the luscious bard.
Sorry, I'm focusing, guys. I'm getting there.
There you good.
You see what looks like to be like these stairs that go straight down into a semi-open area. You see what looks like to be lights scattered about here and there when it comes to it.
Well, that will drop my light.
You're able to, if you were to run your hands across it and stuff, it feels a little drier, but not like too wet when it comes to it. And there's like a certain hatch where if you run your fingers through, it's almost like a sliding wall where you're able to go to an opposite side if you choose.
What shall we do, my friends?
Do we want to, like, be stealthy and sneak in? Or do we want to announce that at least one person's here while the rest sneak in behind?
I can be
You
sneaky
all
either
can
way.
sneak.
I guess it would be a distraction.
I would have done it because I can't hide for shit.
I mean, have you seen me? I stick out.
Hello!
Thank you, Jesse, for the bits again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I
Yeah.
mean,
I mean, you remember our night out in the swamp? I had to have
Okay,
help
yeah.
hiding.
Yeah.
hmm.
So why don't you guys sneak around while I go investigate more and take a distraction?
Is the music too loud?
Well,
There you go.
I mean, we could do it 2 and 2.
All right, that sounds fair. Who wants to be stealthy tonight?
You're not stealth.
I'm not.
Again, well, of course you do.
Okay.
It's between the 3 of us and how lucky we're feeling today.
Yes. Well,
I'm
I'm
not
going
feeling
down.
lucky.
So you're feeling lucky, Riley?
No. I've had terrible rolls all night.
All right then. Riley, you'll be with me. Inky will be with Hobbs. We'll go on from there.
Very well.
Okay.
All right, let's move out. And we move.
Alrighty. So who wants to go first? Who wants to sneak first, and who wants to do the traveling? Who wants to go first for the group?
I rolled a 12.
8.
Okay.
We rolled even, yay! So probably, I would say me and Riley, and then.
I do math.
So.
All right.
Okay.
24.
Okay, that's still even. So yeah.
So we're gonna do
Alright.
Kaiser and Riley first, just to clarify,
Yeah.
and then we'll
Yep.
do
Yeah.
Iggy and Hops. Got it.
Yep.
So as you go and you move this, you guys are the ones that aren't stealthing, right?
Yes.
Also, you don't hear these swords clacking in the background. This is just the music that I had to choose for the atmosphere.
No, that would be perfect, but it's okay.
So as you go and you move this door and you slide it, you see what looks like to be a more open hallway in a way, which is weird. But you're still able to hear the water that's running through and everything else like that. You can actually see that the water is rising a little bit more in about, not a few more minutes, but like probably around 45 minutes to an hour. You guys will soon be stepping in water when it comes to it, showing the passage of time kind of moving through.
Mhm.
As that's going through and stuff, this room is about like an 8 by 5, so it's like 80 feet by 50 feet when it comes to it. So it's
Okay.
pretty big. It has some openness with it and stuff.
Is it
looks
dark?
like it's not terribly dark, and you do see what looks like to be like black fencing that's been kind of like bent and twisted and pushed down, as if something here definitely was here, but just like things have just eroded away and started to basically fall apart.
Okay. Hmm. Someone was
Interesting.
definitely here.
Yeah.
Hmm. I'm gonna keep going.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna follow.
Alright. As you guys keep moving downwards and stuff like that, you see what looks like to be this darkened area that's like slightly curved since it was on the wall as if you guys were heading out and everything. It is pitch black. Like even if you were to put like a light to it, it is pitch black when it comes to it.
What about dark vision?
Dark vision, it shows again pitch black. This is darker than black, if that makes sense. Good anime, by
Yeah.
the way, for those of you that haven't watched it.
Yeah.
Hmm. You can see like as like it's just like wall and then it goes straight down.
Hmm. Well, I myself will pull out a torch.
Okay.
Hmm.
Are you
Okay.
doing what I think you're doing?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Confusion.
7, 8, 9,
Right.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. The light is gone. You do not hear it crash or anything.
Well then. That's
And then
gone.
all of a sudden, as you go and you turn to Riley, you just hear. And it's very faint.
Was that symbols or was that the torch hitting a ground?
I have
Possibly
no
well
idea.
over 100 feet down.
Well,
Make me an investigation check, both of you.
Yeah.
you're doing good, girl.
I'm making y'all roll so many investigations tonight. It's great.
Good roll!
17.
Same.
Okay. So as you guys are looking and stuff, you see that this was kind of cornered through, so you were able to like have like one person go in and then drop it, and just like both of you could watch it go down. But if you look to the side of the wall, you can see that there are markings around it. It looks like to be just like this oval marking when it comes through with it, with a almost like silverly teal, like not reflected because it's been a couple of years and stuff like that. But you see what looks like to be like waves kind of going through in the middle part of it. But I'm gonna go back to the other group
Yeah.
that are stealthing in. So I need my fire friend and my bunny friend to roll me some stealth, please.
16 total.
Okay.
That is 24.
24. You guys are able to go in here almost like you were invisible. As you keep going through, you start to see what looks like to be this emblem of light when it comes to it that's kind of lighting up this entire area. This area is a very closed area. You can say it's like 70 feet by 70 feet. It's very like square and it's shaped with like one corner that is curved. And you see like on the right hand side, you see what looks like to be a pillar. Left hand side looks like there's a pillar. And directly in front of you, there is a pillar. Some of them have bars, other ones don't. But directly in front of you, you see what looks like to be this circular, almost like contraption in a way, where if you were to like, kind of like one of those like spinning rides at the carnival, where if you were to pick up, like, go into the middle of it and you would turn it, like, that's the type of contraption it would be. And you see on the left-hand side, when you guys are going through, I gotta flip my image so that I can get a proper description. You see what looks like to be a barrel and a single wooden chair.
Go ahead.
Is the barrel before the chair?
Yeah, it's like as if the barrel was a table.
Okay.
I want to investigate the contraption.
Okay.
$15.
15. As you go, I'm gonna roll just to see. Yeah. As you looked into it and stuff, it looks like you have like kind of like a clock in a way. So it looks like different dials are going through, but there's like one section that's like a fourth of it is kind of cut deeper when it comes to it. So if you were to turn it, something would happen where either that would be opened up or it would be downwards or like different things like that. It's almost like a leveler in a way. Now, what is it holding? That's a different question.
He is follow the dopamine through and through. So without conferring with anybody, he's just going to turn it to that lower part.
Okay. As you go and you start turning it, Riley and Kaiser, you start to hear on the outside just as you see what you could assume was water earlier start filling in and going a little bit more. Now it's roughly up to your knees when it comes to this, and it is moving at a rapid pace. It has now become difficult terrain, and in a way, for Iggy and Hops, you see what looks like to be just small, like, little tidbits of water that are just seeping in from underneath. Not from the contraption, but from the walls itself.
We fucked.
No, it can't be. Is there any resistance? Like if I let go, it's gonna do something, or is it stable?
Oh, if you let go, it's gonna stay there. But as you
Okay.
open it more and more, you see what looks like to be, like, as you look down and stuff, you see what looks like to be stairs coming up. At this time, Riley and Kaiser, that little black, like, section that you saw, you see that all of a sudden, like, there's cobblestone at the bottom. So basically now it's an entire floor.
I'm gonna like softly move my leg to like tiptoe and see if there's anything that's gonna happen. So basically,
Hey Iggy, are you turning it? What else are you doing? Are you gonna turn it the other way?
Well, if I can see stairs coming up, I'm gonna keep going that direction.
What?
Oh no, we lost you.
Nothing.
Oh.
I thought you didn't speak. Oh shit. Oh,
Anyway,
it's-
as you go, you keep turning this Kaiser and Riley. You notice that the water is slowly starting to move up a little bit faster and faster. You can either keep going down the hallway to see what there is, or you can try to go back the way you came. But know that it is rough terrain and your speed has been halved.
Riley.
What's the plan?
Uh,
This wasn't in the guidebook.
this is, no, this is not. I think what we're gonna do. Okay, Kaiser time. I think what we're gonna do. Shit. Screw it.
You just feel the water
Walk
just
down
going
the
more
terrain.
and more.
Yep, we're just gonna walk down the terrain.
You're just gonna. Which way are you heading? Are you heading back the way you came, or are you heading the other way?
Other way.
Oh, okay. As you keep going down, you see what looks like to be these metal bars that seem like to be opening. As you look at the corner of your eye, you see what looks like to be some not so friendly faces, like little friendly shadows and stuff. Remember, we're in a swamp. Gators like going into sewers.
I'm going to prepare my great axe. Riley, defend yourself.
I'm preparing my scimitar in my left hand, but I have my crossbow in my right.
As this is happening, the water is going up to. How tall are you guys?
I said like 5'10", 11-ish.
Okay, Riley.
1 second. I think we set mine at 6 foot.
Okay, it's about like up to like when it comes to Kaiser, at least like it's getting close to the chest area. So water is going to be very difficult soon. Y'all are going to be swimming soon. As for Hops and Iggy, you notice that the water is coming up to about your knees at this point. And it's rapidly going faster. And now it's coming to come out of higher parts of the walls.
His knees or my knees?
Oh, this is up to literally like your nose. Like you're
Okay.
gonna have to roll me a dexterity for swimming, please.
I'm going to look at her and go, should I? And pause. Should I turn it the other way?
A 10.
And okay, so you are treading water.
I being, if trying to get to the stairs fully opened.
So are you encouraging him to keep going, or are you saying stop?
I'm saying we're on an adventure.
The little one says keep going. I keep going.
Oh no!
If she's fine, I'm fine.
Okay, as this is happening, all of a sudden you just see at a rapid pace this gate starting to open, but out of the corner of both of your guys' eyes, you have a choice. You can keep going straight and try to dodge the gators by swimming at this point, or you can try to tread back. If you go to the left-hand side, you see what looks like to be an opening, and it looks like there's like a green glowy area right there.
That way. We're going that way.
Y'all both gotta roll me some dexterity checks for swimming.
I was gonna say, I have advantage on dex.
Who has candy, by the way?
I handed it out. I picked them
Yeah,
all up and
we
I
all got
dispersed them to everyone. Yep.
We have candy.
21!
Oh, you are a swimmer. You may not be the type to fall, but you are totally a swimmer.
I may not stick the landing, but I will swim.
You are literally like Mario when he falls out of one of those secret worlds and he just lands in the lake. It's just like,
Okay. 18.
okay, you both succeed when it comes to that. You guys are able to swim moving through, and you see what looks like to be just like this greenish glowing aura that is like goes across what looks like to be a black fence. Almost looks like kind of like a pod in a way, like a door, but like you. It's weird. It's magical. It looks weird. You can poke it. You can touch it. You don't hear anything when it comes to like any sounds of it. But right now the water is getting closer to your necks as you, Reese, you're at the point where, are you going to turn it one more time?
Yeah.
Okay, as you go, you just see that the water is swiftly coming up almost over your guys' necks now. Gators are now fully swimming. Hops, you are able to hear, since you are fully submerged in water at this point, you're able to hear what sounds like to be growling sounds coming through and stuff. Thank you.
You're
Like,
welcome.
you know for a fact they're gators that are on the opposite side.
Oh boy.
And as this is going, you just like there's a lot of steam that's coming up since you are a fire genasi and stuff. It's just like this water is coming up to your neck.
She's gonna like stop treading and like get his attention to point towards where she's hearing the gators make the gator motion.
You don't know what's on the other side of this wall, dude. So you have the choice to turn it one more time, or you can turn it all and reset it. That is up to you.
Mama didn't raise no quitter. I'm gonna turn it the last time.
Alrighty, I need everybody now
Oh God.
to roll me a Constitution roll because now you are all holding your breath underwater.
Nat 20.
Oh boy,
Okay,
I don't get
also,
any.
Nat 20!
Kaiser and Riley, you both are in a situation where you could possibly go into initiative if you are not careful. You have 3 choices that you can do around this time. You can try to swim to get back to the people and try to be stealthy to get away from gators. You could try to hang out with this ooze, or you can hold breath and possibly die.
Well, Mama ain't raised no quitter. So basically, we're just going to go for the ooze. And I'm going to punch that thing.
As you punch it, half of your arm just disappears.
Oh!
As you, like,
and also, I rolled a
you
nat
can
20,
pull
by
it-
the
you-
way.
Okay,
Again.
you can pull it back out and see that your arm's perfectly fine. It was almost dry at first. It felt dry when you stuck it out there.
All right. I'm going to go through that ooze.
Okay, well, it's more like a dimension door, but...
Okay,
go
dimension
through
door.
it.
So I'm going to go through.
Riley, you see this happen. Are you following? You going back? What you doing?
I'm following.
Alright. As you go and you follow, we're going to cut to the other 2. As you guys fully do this, it quickly submerges. You feel... Iggy, this feels terrible because you have to swim.
And I got a 10.
I got 11.
Okay, so you can just tread water and barely hold your breath. You're not going to be able to hold your breath for long. What did you roll, Hops?
11.
Okay, you just made it.
I'm gonna. Well, where do we go? Yeah. I'm gonna pull the candy out and just stuff the whole thing in my mouth. If there's a wrapper, I'm gonna fight with the wrapper in my mouth.
As that's happening, you're struggling, but once you're able to get just like that one swallow, you are indeed able to breathe underwater at this point.
Okay.
As you do it, you're able to sink down a little bit and like relax your body, so then you're able to walk around. It's very slow motion. Your speed is basically quartered at this point, so it's basically 1/4 of what your speed is and stuff. Hops, you see this go down.
Well, that's why I joined the candy club.
You're able to do it, and your ears are just flopping up as you relax. You're able to breathe, almost gill-like. It tastes very sweet too. It tastes like almost like a blueberry candy in a way, with like a hint of like kettle. But this is where we're gonna leave it right off. So then we're all gonna be taking a quick break. So we'll see you guys very, very soon. And thanks for watching, everybody. We greatly appreciate you being here. Woo! Gonna hit that be right back transition. Alrighty, hello everybody, and welcome back. I hope you guys all had a good break and everything else like that. I know my players had a good break when it came through. We had a little bit of a chit-chat talk. So now the real fun question is, who do we want to start with? Because just a recap for those of you that are new.
14.
10. Go for it.
I
You
guess we're gonna
pick.
go through the dimension door. So
Yes.
as you two make your way out, you swam through and stuff like that. You kind of stumble a little bit. You are wet. You are soaked. But as you kind of go through this portal, you're like all of a sudden dry. This area looks very polished. It looks. I need the music, guys. I was like, what? Something doesn't feel right. Something doesn't
That does not
feel
sound right.
right.
It's not as
Where
polished as
are
you
we?
thought.
There we go. Is this it? Is this the sound? You know what? I'll make it work. We'll make it work. So, as you guys are going through, you see what looks like to be almost like this grand hall in a way. As you're kind of walking through, you see to the right and to the left, you see pillars of marble that kind of go through. You look up, and it's a beautiful, like, cataclysm of just like a bright, vibrant blue with the light kind of going through and stuff like that. As you guys are looking through this and everything else like that, you also see out of the window fish swimming around. But you're able to perfectly breathe in this area.
Are we in the city or in the underground?
I don't know.
Hold on. I'm just gonna scream out. Hello!
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
You hear just the echoes of your own voice going through when it comes to it. As this is
Alright.
happening, it's not really much for noises and stuff, but you hear what sounds kind of like a clapping noise of wood, and then it all of a sudden just kind of collapses down. I hope you were able to hear that. I didn't
Yeah.
want it to be overpowering.
I did.
Yeah.
I did hear that.
I think we should hide.
Hmm.
By the way, when I say it's a hall, it literally just looks like a glorified shed. Like a she shed, but like has like very, very fancy, very, very rich, like...
I'm gonna have my great axe out, and I'm gonna slowly walk forward.
Okay. Roll for stealth.
Nat 20.
Nice, nice.
And
Hey, you
I've
said
got
you were
a 0 modifier
struggling.
for stealth.
Dirty
I-
20.
Okay, okay. You guys
I've had
are...
2 Nat 20s in a row.
Hey! Hey! Too bad it wasn't an initiative, or you would have gotten double
I had
damages.
5 natural 20s throughout this so far in the campaign.
Man, I got 5 natural ones. Meh, 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 meh. Meh, 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 meh.
Sorry. I love you.
There is 2 rabbits feet in the party.
I just blame the bless of, you know, nice rolls because obviously it was a jinx. I'm joking. But anyway, I'm joking, Reese. I'm joking. Reese, and for context, for those of you that don't know, I get so many TikToks from this human being. So as you guys are going through and stuff, you look up a little bit, you look around, and you're able to be nice and stealthy when it comes to it. You still hear that those
Yeah.
as you go and you kind of turn the corner, you see what looks like to be an elevator down into up or down when it comes to a thing. But you see what looks like to be 2 wooden figures completely made out of driftwood. One that looks very, very small, and the other one that looks rather like basic stature when it comes to it. You can't tell what race they are. You can't tell what class they could be. You know that one of them has a very long scythe that's made out of wood and also made out of what you could assume to be iron. And the other one has what looks like to be like just a simple rapier sword. They do not see you.
I right then. So, how are we gonna do this?
Well, judging by the way that they don't see us, apparently,
Yep.
I say we try to get around them quietly.
I agree. Which way?
Do we know which way they're looking?
They are kind of looking at each other, kind of like
Okay.
they are deadlock focused. They are not moving other than like the occasional gust of wind and things moving around. As this is going on, you guys can try to walk. You guys can try walking behind them out of their vision. You guys can try crawling under them. You guys can try jumping over them. Climbing if you want to see if you can scale the walls, but
I'm gonna try climb.
okay. Roll me a athletics for trying to scope up one of the pillars.
Oh, I am proficiency in athletics.
What about you, Riley?
I'm gonna stay on the ground, kind of nearby, in case something happens.
Okay.
To be able to cause a possible distraction across the room.
Okay.
Alright, so I rolled a 15 plus 4, which is 19, plus my proficiency bonus for the proficiency in that, so 21.
21. Yeah, you're able to climb this up perfectly fine. You're able to go up and through. And as you do, you're able to see, as you look out, what looks like to be buildings upon buildings upon buildings of what you could assume is almost like a clayish type of aspect to it. It's rather beautiful when it comes to it. I'll show you guys a picture after stream, and then I'll present it as an overlay possibly for next stream if I'm able to do it in time. But it's just like over and over of what looks like to be just like black windows, like different types of like materials that were from the ocean to kind of just fill its way through as if this was made by just a bunch of scavengers just building their own society. As you're going, you're walking by and stuff, you're able to get onto the other side. You get closer to these mannequins in a way, noticing that there is no life in their eyes. There is nothing, but they look very, very real, in a sense.
What do I want to do? This is gonna sound stupid, even though I climbed up. Can I throw my javelin at them?
Yeah, are you rolling to attack, or are you just rolling to distract?
Probably distract, like get them away.
Okay.
$16.
16, you go and you just go and you throw it as like a simple way to do it. And as you do, they don't move. They have from like what you can assume is like a breezy gust. Just have like, and you can feel that breeze coming through due to the windows and stuff.
Okay.
But they're not moving.
Alright. I guess I'll go down and grab my javelin.
You go down and like a part of you kind of goes into their line of sight as you do that, and nothing happens. And Riley, you're able to see all this happen.
I want to catch up with Kaiser.
Okay.
Something's not right.
No.
You remember when we met at Lewis's tavern?
Yeah.
How that guy had the puppet on his back?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a quick history check to see if they look similar to that.
Okay.
I apparently don't remember shit, because that's a 2.
Okay, yeah, you don't remember shit. However, I'm gonna need assistance by one of the players. If you guys make me a perception check, quickly.
All of us?
Yeah, no, it's just gonna be Kaiser and Riley at this moment, but I will need help from another player soon for something.
11.
Okay.
You said, what was it again?
Perception.
Perception. 14.
14.
Negative 1.
You guys know that these things don't have life. You could assume that obviously these have to be arcana based in order for them to have movement when it comes through. But as you guys go and you look around, you see what looks like to be like off in the distance away from where this elevator where these two are. There is a staircase that has just a bunch of different people that are just standing either still, they're slouched over, they're hunched over, some are hanging when it comes to the walls and things like that on the ceiling and stuff. Hey Abby, can you describe to me what your friend looked like when they were younger?
Brown hair.
Okay.
Half elf. Yeah, half elf. The longish brown hair. Fairish skin for being like in the swamp.
What type of weapon would they have?
Like a sword.
Okay, cool.
Short.
Cool.
I can't say it together.
You are perfectly fine. I kind of threw you for a loop with that. As for Kaiser and Riley, you remember when you guys were intimidating that goblin and going through and stuff, they looked at Hobbs and said, I remember you from that day. Playing a little bit in your background at the head. As you guys do that, you guys do hear what sounds like to be a door off in the distance starting to turn. I'm going to need you guys to roll for stealth when it comes to it, as we are going to move on to Hops, and we are going to move on to Iggy as well.
Do you want us to tell you our stealth rolls now?
Yes,
or
please.
wait? 16.
18.
Okay. Nice. How are you feeling, Abby? This is the DM check-in.
As a player, I'm great.
That's all that matters to me. You guys are able to eat that candy and stuff. You guys are able to go down into the sinkway and stuff. Now everything being fully submerged with water. You see what looks like to be blue embers of light, kind of lighting the path as you guys are going down. You see, as that is kind of going through, you see that the top part that had been like fully opened and stuff, as you guys finally make it down into that lower area, completely shut when it comes to it. As that is going through, you guys are able to make your way down a little bit more and more. And as you do, you see what looks like to be this vast city of just basically just like different mud brick buildings. You see fish that are swimming around, different types of plant life that are like coming through. Not that would hurt you. Is the music too loud? I'm just double checking just to make sure with everybody.
We can't
I don't hear it.
You don't? Oh.
We don't hear the music.
Oh,
it's
no.
not typing on Zoom.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
we just been quiet.
Oh, my apologies. I guess I was just scary for nothing. But do you hear it now?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
good. My apologies to stream. I will put that music over in editing probably for the YouTube video so that you have
with
it.
a casual toss, you give me a 20, putting you back in your place.
Okay. But you see what looks like to be just these dark different buildings coming through. As you're moving on and stuff, you see what looks like to be not seahorses, but like dark pitch black horses just kind of like moving their way along where other ones have carts and stuff. And you see what looks like to be a bunch of half-elven like creatures just walking around. Their bodies are like very pale skin. Some are different, but like a lot of people either have like wrinkled up, their bodies have just been gone through the absorption of being underwater for so long, or different things. As you guys are walking through and stuff, you see one kind of look and kind of gives you a little smirk of, hey, how's it going? Welcome down here type of ordeal. Like perfectly just like being like friendly in the neighborhood type of aspect. You see what looks like to be a fang. You guys are able to talk. You guys are able to do things like that. You guys did eat the candy, so.
Yeah, I ain't saying shit though. Not a word. Just
Gonna head that back.
Mm-hmm. As this is going through, you can wander around the city and stuff. You notice different areas look like to be brighter than others. You could assume those are either open areas or just like small things. You see what looks like to be an area that has a shed. You see another one that looks like to have very clearly a magical essence to it, like arcanic, as if it was like some type of like protection hub, so that water could not enter in most of these areas. What are you gonna do?
I am going to look to Hops, kind of lean down. But perhaps now would be the time to retrieve the others. Shouldn't be that hard. They just went a little ways down that tunnel up there.
Yeah, they probably ate candy, like we did. If the whole area is flooded.
Yes, and I would hate to come across Galdosha with just the two of us.
You go check on them.
Okay. You guys are able to go back up that way and stuff. You see what looks like to be like a little lock hatchet and stuff. As you turn it, you hear Hops. You're able to hear due to like your rabbit hearing senses and stuff like that, as if like a cage has been closing and everything else like that. As you go back up and you're able to open back into this, you guys are back up into the area that you were before. You guys are able to go around and check it out if you guys want to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, as you go, you get out. Are you getting out of that little area? Are you going to go around? By the way, you have water breathing for exactly 24 hours.
Okay.
So from 2 in our time, it would be 2 p.m. to 2 p.m.
Okay. Gonna follow the path that I last saw them go.
Yeah, you're able to make a turn with the corner and stuff like that. You see what looks like to be this very, very black pit that kind of goes through and stuff like that. And then like off in the distance, you hear that growling, snarly sound. Hops, you're able to recognize that very, very easily and stuff. Things have been lit back up, almost like these torches were waterproof in a way to automatically relight once water has been taken out. And off in the distance, as you guys are looking around different areas, you see what looks like to be a green glow.
Hello?
I think they followed the glow.
But yeah, as you are walking by, you see what looks like to be a cage and everything, as all of a sudden you just hear, like, try to beat themselves up against, like, this iron fence and stuff as it rattles a little bit. You see what looks like to be 2 chained gators to it. Trying to swipe through. Are you still gonna head to the green glow?
Well, I doubt they went that way. They had, those attacked chihuahuas of the swamp would be dead.
Over the glow. Do it.
So I'm gonna look to Hops. So we head towards the glow.
It appears so.
As you do and stuff, you just wander through and stuff like that. You are very easily to recognize that this is a dimension door or a sending stone portal.
Well, ladies first.
Just gonna hop right into the center of the glow.
All right. As you go in, you hop right in. You just hear as you see this grand hall that moves forward, and you just see what looks like to be different aspects of things. What did you guys roll for yourselves again?
16.
I rolled an 18.
Okay. You roll me a perception check.
Perception.
And Iggy, are you gonna follow after a certain time?
Yeah, once she
Okay.
goes through, if after like 3
11?
seconds she doesn't pop back through, I'm gonna go through after Dionysus help me and go through.
11.
11?
Oh,
Okay.
you did it.
You aren't able to see anything other than this grand corridor. You could assume that you are inside one of the buildings of the town of Cortishai. You basically are in Galgosha. You know that for a fact. You are no longer in Cortishai when it comes to it, but you are inside one of these buildings, what looks like to be a massive shed of a hall. You look down the corner and stuff, you see to the left-hand side what looks like to be 2 wooden figures with a elevator on the side. You don't really see much of anything else. And Iggy, as you're popping through this, you are just seeing Hops kind of looking around and stuff. You can make a perception check if you would want to.
Yes, please. 6.
6? Oh, you don't see shit other than just like, oh, this is a hall and there's air and not water.
And it's time for another die.
But I will say this, that Riley and Kaiser, you are able to see the other party members.
Hello.
I'm gonna whistle.
I was literally gonna do the same thing. Yes.
And then you just hear, wait, is the other?
As you like stumble, like
Okay. I was. Oh, hey. You're here.
Don't hurt yourself. Well, too late for that. Well,
I'm gonna get back up.
we found this city.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell by the windows. You,
Oh, shit.
you see that they're high up and stuff, so you just see like this big fish move through.
so I believe we are in the city.
You took the
Nice of you to
shortcut.
join us.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They really did take the shortcut.
We took the shortcut. Yeah.
How dare you?
You're mad at us for taking a shortcut?
Yeah. You guys took one way, we took another way.
You guys,
We came back for you because we found the city and didn't want to run into Galdosha alone.
Well, here we are now.
Yeah.
so Hops and Iggy, you guys can make perception checks around this area if you want to do a deeper investigation.
I'm gonna throw my great axe at one of the wooden people.
Yay! That is a 21.
Nice.
That is in that 20.
We're rolling.
Nice.
So also 21.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. If this dice rolls me one more natural one, you all get advantage. Okay. I can't make this shit up. I can't make this shit up. I can't make this shit up. New dice. New dice.
Yes!
Y'all got advantage.
See?
Congratulations.
The dice blessing that I sent around, it worked.
Yeah, shut up.
No,
Shut up. I hope the next time you eat chocolate chip cookies, the top part is perfectly fine, but the bottom is just burnt.
Ah.
That sounds delicious.
Ah.
Yeah.
That is,
Also, I threw my great axe at the wooden people.
as you go, you just hear as it's literally stuck in one of their heads. As the string kind of cuts down a little bit, and it just collapses to the ground. Lifeless.
All right then. Nothing. Simply absolutely nothing.
And I'm gonna scream out, okay, listen. If someone please just come on out. We know someone's here.
Is that really the smartest idea?
I am an Azmir. Do I look like I'm like the smartest?
You start to see almost as if something heard you. Very woody light coming through. You see what looks like to be a medium, almost young styled half elf, you said? With very, very pale-esque wood for a frame. its body and ligaments made fairly held together. As it kind of looks around, looks at all of you, and just tilts head. Hey Hops, can you roll me a history check, please? Or do you know who this is immediately?
I mean, that 20 was on perception.
Yeah, you know exactly who this is. And that's where we're gonna end it today, folks.
Ah!
She's looking a little terrified right now.
Alright, thank you everybody for watching Renatus. Welcome to Galdosha, my friends. Remember, they only had one thing of candy. They get to see what looks like to be an old friend, and well, that happened. Until next time, remember, your adventure matters, and roll for initiative.